Don't make a fuss. Your brother has regionals that weekend. It's more important than a cake. That's what my mom said the year I turned 16. I was wearing a red dress I'd bought with babysitting money, sitting alone at the kitchen table while she packed sandwiches for my brother's soccer team. My dad kissed my forehead and said, "We'll make it up to you next year, sweetheart." Next year never came. Hi, I'm Natalie, and I haven't had a birthday party since I was 9. Every single year, from middle school through college, my birthday was unfortunately overlapping with my brother's tennis, basketball, football, whatever sport he was into that season. I stopped asking. I stopped reminding. And eventually, I stopped showing up to their events too. Graduations. Anniversaries. Even Thanksgiving. I became too busy, probably with friends, or probably working. They never called to ask. They never noticed when I missed Christmas brunch for 3 years in a row. But I remembered everything. Every missed candle. Every excuse. So when I got engaged last fall, I told my fiancé I didn't want a big family wedding. I wanted silence. A white dress. And a moment they couldn't hijack. A moment that belonged only to me. And oh, it was coming. We booked a private villa off the California coast. Cliffside, quiet, glass walls that opened straight to the sea. The kind of place that didn't ask for decorations. It was the decoration. My fiancé, Owen, said, "Are you sure you don't want to tell them? They're still your parents." I looked at him, steady. They made it clear I was never the priority. Let's not disrupt that pattern. I designed everything myself. No planner. No drama. Just 20 guests, chosen carefully. People who'd seen me cry in high school. Who brought me birthday cupcakes at work. Who remembered, even when my own family didn't. The morning of the wedding, I woke up to the sound of waves and the smell of sea air. No texts from my parents. No missed calls. Perfect. I wore no veil. No borrowed pearls. Just a sleek dress and bare feet in the sand. My dad wasn't there to walk me down. Owen met me halfway. And somehow that meant more. We said our vows with the tide rolling in. Laughed. Cried. Danced under fairy lights. Then my friend Ava posted one photo, just one, of us standing on the cliffs with champagne. It went viral in under an hour. The caption read, "Family isn't always blood." I didn't post the wedding photos. I didn't have to. My friends did it for me, tagging me in sunlit candids, barefoot on the beach, dancing under string lights with Owen's arms around me. The caption that stung my mom the most? She finally got the celebration she always deserved. It took less than a day before my sister texted, "You got married?" Then my mother called. "No, congratulations. Just, why weren't we invited? This is humiliating. Do you know what people are saying?" I said nothing, just silence. And then, before she could hang up, I asked, "Do you remember the last birthday you showed up for?" She went quiet. I continued, steady. "Because I remember every single one you skipped. For my brother's tournaments. For errands. For brunch." She exhaled. Shaky. "You didn't have to do this." But I did. Not to hurt them, but to finally stop bleeding for people who never saw me. That night, I sat on the beach with Owen. Phone turned off, a fire crackling nearby. Behind us, the tide erased our footprints. Ahead of us, it was all blank sand. My own path. The next Sunday, my brother posted a family group photo. Mom, Dad, him, and his girlfriend at brunch. The caption said, "Family is everything." I wasn't tagged. That's when I realized they weren't just careless. They were rewriting the story without me. Aunt Claire messaged me privately. "I didn't even know you were engaged. Your mom told everyone you'd eloped to punish her." Punish her? No one mentioned how every year I'd waited by the window with a homemade cake, watching the clock. No one remembered how I'd smiled when they texted, "We're out of town, sorry," with a blurry photo of my brother at a soccer field. Again, Owen said gently, "We don't have to explain anything. Let them talk." But I wasn't bitter. I was awake. I started quietly updating my life. New phone plan, no shared locations, pulled my name from the emergency contacts, scrubbed every password they had access to. Not because I was hiding. but because I was no longer theirs. They'd made it clear I was never the priority. So I stopped pretending they were mine, too. I wasn't vanishing. I was just done performing. 2 weeks before the wedding, Owen and I drove 6 hours up the coast to scout the venue, a private beachfront estate we'd rented in secret under my name. No one from my side of the family had been invited. Not even Aunt Claire. Are you sure? Owen asked again, reading my silence. I nodded. They forgot me when I was in the room. Let them wonder where I went. The wedding was serene, simple, powerful. A quiet sunrise ceremony barefoot in the sand. No fanfare, no pageantry, no show. Just people who knew me and valued me. Owen's sister gave a toast, holding back tears. I've never seen her smile like that. Like she belongs. And I did. For the first time in decades, I felt fully alive. The photos went online the next day. A friend posted a highlight reel. By morning, my family's group chat had exploded. When did this happen? How could you do this without telling us? Where was it? Were we supposed to be invited? I didn't answer. Because they weren't asking out of love. They were asking because they'd been excluded. And for people who made me feel invisible my whole life, this silence was the only gift I owed them. It didn't take long for the guilt campaign to begin. A text from my mom. This is how you repay everything we've done for you? Then another. You could have at least let your brother walk you down the aisle. The irony wasn't lost on me. The same brother whose travel team always mattered more than me. The same parents who canceled every birthday but now wanted roles in the one moment I made my own. I didn't respond. Then the calls came. First Aunt Claire. Then Uncle Ron. Even my cousin Leah, who I hadn't spoken to in years, left a voice message sobbing. I didn't even know you were getting married. Why would you hide it? But I hadn't hidden it. Not from those who made the effort. Just from those who never looked in my direction. Meanwhile, the wedding reel kept gaining traction. A wedding blog reposted it. Sunrise coastal ceremony with deep personal meaning. The headline read. Thousands of likes. Dozens of heartfelt comments. One even said, "This bride looks like she finally chose herself." And that's exactly what I'd done. They had their moments. Their birthdays. Their team wins. This one, this moment, it was entirely mine. The message that finally broke me didn't come from my mom, or my dad, or even my brother. It came from my childhood piano teacher, Mrs. Jenkins. She sent me a simple email. I saw the wedding photos. You looked free. And for the first time in years, I cried. Not the kind of tears that sting with bitterness, but the kind that soften you. Because someone somewhere remembered me. The little girl who once practiced Chopin in silence while birthday balloons were blown up for her brother in the other room. The girl who got store-bought sheet cake crumbs when the trophies were being toasted in champagne. My husband noticed the change in me that evening. We were walking barefoot along the beach, waves lapping at our ankles. He said, "You're breathing differently." I hadn't realized how long I'd been holding my breath, for years, maybe. I turned to him and said, "I think I finally let them go." He didn't ask who I meant, because he knew. Letting go doesn't always mean silence. Sometimes, it means making peace with being your own witness, your own cheerleader. And when I checked my messages again, there it was. A new voicemail from my mom. I didn't open it. I didn't listen to the voicemail. I forwarded it to my lawyer. Because the woman who once begged for my attention with cake crumbs and excuses was now trying to make things right after media outlets picked up my wedding photos. They'd gone viral. Not because of me, but because of the caption. No parents. No apologies. Just peace. It struck a nerve with people. Suddenly, everyone wanted to know the story behind the silence. I never gave an interview. I never named names. But I did get dozens of messages from estranged daughters. Women like me who were always the second choice, the backup plan, the forgotten candle on someone else's birthday table. And I replied to every single one. That was my real wedding gift. Weeks later, I heard through an aunt that my brother's career had stalled. One of his travel sponsors pulled out. Turns out, bad press around family neglect isn't good PR. My parents finally sent a formal request to meet. They wanted to explain everything. I declined, but I sent them a photo. It was of me, barefoot on the sand, smiling with my husband and closest friends. No captions this time, just the moment they missed forever.